Welcome back, everybody. My name is Grace, or Gibby, whatever you prefer, and today we're going to be doing some item testing. Now, specifically, what I'm going to be doing is testing the Mermazon armor and how its stun may or may not synergize with other effects. You can probably guess what I'm going to do, given I'm wielding the H-Series armor, but ignore that for a moment. Now, for those of you who don't know, or if the Mermazon armor has been updated, which I'm actually casually petitioning against partially, the Mermazon armor has 3 abilities. Deadly Catch is a water-type freeze, so it makes them weaker to energy. Deep Healing, yeah, it's a status cleanse, it's just kind of bad. And Ocean's Curse turns poison into drown, which is kind of cool, but disregard all that. We've got the pridelord for freeze potency, Ring of Precision for accuracy, and Frost Effigy for another 20 freeze potency. Water Shield, just anything random. And what I'm going to do is I'm first going to use Deadly Catch, leave them drowning. Their next turn, they can still act, but they do take major energy damage. So, energy resistance is increased by 1.5 times water resistance. Now, water is 70, energy is 130. Quick numbers, that's up to 200, which is the cap. For my item setup for damage, I'm going to be using Essence of Carnage, which I first have to toggle it to be the booster mode, Rampant. Now we go back to Chieftain's Ironthorn, back to melee mode on my sword, and of course, Anger Linnorm. This is a simple free-to-play questing setup, a boring setup. You can use this for pretty much anything. Hog Shard is really good. Look at my SP, it's at 1000. Only goes down to 972. 28 SP upkeep for 40 strength and endurance. Just really efficient for strength damage. Obviously, it won't be your highest damage, but it's your best efficient option. Turn on the overdrive, and so the monster is still taking increased energy damage, and I get 2 attacks to kill it. Now, against something like a Doom Jelly, this has 35 water and 35 energy, so I don't anticipate it's going to work too well. But let's try it. Why not? I don't think I actually need the potency from Spotter Drake against most monsters, so I'm just going to make it a little easier to Deadly Catch. Oh, I guess we needed the potency. You hate to see it. I've got Soul Gauntlet here, just for convenience. Ring of Precision. So this is what I'm testing out these items for. I want to see, are they useful against water monsters? Are they useful against energy monsters? And against unusual monsters like Doom Jelly, which have low resistances of both. Can it still be used to some good effect? Now, I'll be honest, I cannot be bothered to grab Anger Linnorm every time. So I'm just not going to. So, this guy has 35 and 35. Still able to greatly increase our damage output with the water freeze. I would say, pretty good showing. Now Tadzard, again, shouldn't be too complicated. Once again, I'm going to do Ring of Precision, Deadly Catch. Left him drowning, 70 water times 1.5 plus 130 should be more than enough for 200% resistance. And for those who don't know, 200% resistance is the maximum. Okay, let's see it. So again, it's nothing crazy killing basic monsters like this. It's not like you couldn't kill them anyways. For example, oh, I lost initiative. That's rare. Not relevant. For example, if I attack this Vagrant, it'll probably die without the water freeze. But there are a lot of situations where I think this water freeze might come in handy. So what we're actually going to do is I'm going to finish up this quest and then bring us to some other element monsters and showcase it there. Okay, so here we are. I finished my little quest so I could upgrade my star. You know me, passive income by getting these stars for when I need to re-unlock the Blade of Awe for whatever reason. We're just going to go to Dwarfhold, which I think is Earth, Wind, and Dark monsters. Can't really be sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show that this freeze combo is actually quite potent against monsters of any element, not just necessarily energy or water, but also random monsters where, look at this guy's water resistance, 75, and look at his energy, 125. This is actually just like a water monster, weirdly enough, but wind monster, if you take his water and multiply by 1.5, add it to energy, caps out at 200. So let's switch over to H series. Boom, one bang. Okay, flippity gibbet. All right, this is, someone cut the clip. No, I'm kidding. Mermazon champion, we use Ring of Precision, so surely we won't miss. I don't know why its defenses are so low. Normally they're a lot higher on flippity gibbets. But either way, he's water frozen, and this guy has high resistances all around, so the freeze isn't really benefiting. But yeah, I don't think I even need to. Oh, okay. Well, I did need the celerity. That was a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake. That's why these guys are a problem. But anyways, we randomly faced two monsters with weirdly high energy and water resistances in a row. Hopefully I'll get some more useful data samples of other off-element monsters in a minute to show you guys. Let's see, Dragon Cat. Surely this does not have high water resistance and energy. Okay, so here, look. Water is pretty high, but not the highest, and energy is low. Normally, using H series against this guy, kind of suboptimal. However, after I freeze him, all of a sudden he's at 200 energy resistance. 6k HP is about to go down the tubes. Probably. I think it might be a little bit close, so I want to bring out Anger Lenore just to boost my damage a little bit. Okay, 84 HP. It's like the monsters are trying to make this video come out bad. Another Griffin. Unlucky. You guys have already seen this. But what I'm trying to show is that monsters of various resistances will very often, with a water freeze like this, will average out to above 200 or to 200. So here we go. Again, Harpy Empress with low energy and average water. When I use the Mermazon freeze, it's going to make H series notably more effective. Oh, and I forgot the potency there actually, but luckily I still inflicted. So if you're going to use this in a long quest, I'd recommend getting out your potency gear every time, because if you miss a freeze and then get one hit, that would feel really bad. But since I'm just messing around showcasing, it doesn't really matter. But look, I'm hitting big numbers, and you can do this against pretty much anything. Let's check Winzard. Average water and energy resistance. It'll work great against this guy. Basically, if the water is 130 or more, or if the water is 100 or more, you'll almost certainly get to 200% resistance, because that's 150 being added on to energy. So unless it's like negative energy, you're going to be really close to 200. If the energy is 130 or more, you only need like 40 energy to get it to 190, 50 energy to get it to about 200. So you're going to be, again, very likely to hit that threshold of 200% energy resistance. Now, why am I specifically using energy resistance and water freeze? One, because Mermazon just got added, and I wanted to keep the water freeze skill or a variant of it. because I think it's unique, different, and fun for the game. 2, H series is one of the strongest armors in the game, so something that directly synergizes with it by increasing the energy damage dealt is obviously a good thing to showcase. Now, if Mermazon armor is reworked to not have a drowning freeze type effect, I don't really know what you'll be able to combo with this. Now, for other year-round available freeze style effects, we do have some options. However, not as good ones as Mermazon, which is just simple skill, pays a flat cost, and trades a lot of damage for the freeze. What we do have though is, I think, Giant's Stomp or Heart of the Mountain or something. It's from, excuse me while I remember what I'm doing while I'm talking. It's from the Lost Talent set Part 3, and what it does is it does I think it's an Earth SP spell with a Petrify. Now it comes in MP and SP, but the SP effect scales off Charisma, so it's a Charisma based skill. So a warrior like me, myself, a pure warrior, could use the spell, because again, Charisma scaling, if you have Charisma, you get the full effect. As for other year-round freezes, we don't have that many good ones. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. There's there's really not that much. They made a light sword that I think does soul rend or increase. Yeah, it does soul rend, or dark sword that imbues with light and does soul rend, but that's an imbue. So that's kind of more trouble than I'm looking for, and it's seasonal. There's those 2 token weapons. Should be good to just attack this guy one turn. Maybe not, actually. No, it should be good. There's those 2 token weapons, the Independence and Canadian scythes that you can imbue to get a freeze effect. There's some rare items that do it, like the Shadow Slayer weapon. But in general, we don't have too many good efficient costing freeze style effects. There's the energy spell that freezes for increased water damage. We don't have that many good water nukes. Now, as I was saying, there's not that many good freeze effects, but I really do want to point out the Glimpse of the Mountain, that's its name, from Lost Talent Part 3, because, is this the last battle? No. Glimpse of the Mountain is a Petrify, so it increases wind damage, and we do have some really, really good... Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, this is gonna prove it, the Plasma Dragon. Or disprove it. But anyways, Mermazon Champion, I am gonna get out pridelord. It would just be so embarrassing to die on the last fight of the video. So I'm gonna play it safe. Yeah, it should be good. As I was saying, we have so many good wind nukes. Haunted Dragon Lords is pretty good, but what I'm really talking about is the Mark of Wrath armor. That armor is just nuts. All the damage numbers on it they're just through the moon. So Mark of Wrath combined with using the Glimpse of the Mountain spell is going to be really, really effective. If you're a mage, you can split the costs between... I'm going to use Vertical Osiris, because why not? If you're a mage, yeah, you never thought you'd hit a Plasma Dragon for 4k energy damage in one turn, but here we are. If you're a mage, what's good is you can use the int-based Glimpse of the Mountain and then scale off of MP for the first attack, and then use your SP for the second attack, so it kind of splits up your costs a little bit. So you're not just draining 800 SP in one turn. If you're a warrior, you will have to use some Essence Orb, some Soul Gauntlet, or whatnot, or some just really good resource management to pull off the combo, because it's an SP cost spell, and Mark of Wrath's abilities also cost SP. But then again, its weapon-based skill is quite cheap, so you could get a pretty cheap nuke, probably 520 SP, just from the raw Glimpse of the Mountain cost, and the raw... the raw Glimpse of the Mountain cost and the raw Mark of Wrath, weapon-based skill. And that would be like 520, 530 SP, I think, if I'm doing my numbers right. Which would be pretty cheap, all things considered. And that would work nearly as well as this. Nothing's as strong as H series, but Mark of Wrath is like pretty much the next best thing. So there we go. I went through a bunch of random monsters, pretty much all of them. When you froze them, they had 200 effective energy resistance, even the Plasma Dragon, which starts at -50. So yeah, that's my showcase, synergizing the Mermazon armor and the H-Series Tempest power armor. For warriors, rangers can also use the rocket skill in place of the basic attack, which is a little more XP intensive, but also does a little bit more damage. If you think this is a cool combo, write on the forums and say, hey, I know we need to rework Mermazon because it's kind of ass, but leave the water freeze. If you can't be bothered, don't be bothered. No worries. I'm not too pressed about it either way. I just think it would be nice to have a reliable freeze effect in the game, free to play. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching and listening to me ramble. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful day. Spread some peace and love and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.